The game is over, 54-10, the final score. The Buckeyes covered and the over hit. Ross Peterson was fired up at halftime. You're not as fired up now. You're just depressed, aren't you?
Yeah, that's probably a good word for it. I've given up, dude. I'm glad that Alex Padilla got his opportunity. You got to be absolutely kidding me with the way that started, man. Heartbreaking. Are you kidding me, man? Fumbles the first snap, and then the interception that goes through Laporta's hands. And the defense played their absolute hearts out and still gives up 50. What was the final score? 54-10.
Gave up 54 points.
Yeah.
54. And your text machine is just going off because
it's blow up the whole time, man.
It's going to blow up the whole time, and that's fine. That's totally. You mentioned the defense giving up 360 yards. That's an accomplishment against Ohio State, which is an offensive juggernaut, right? Now the 54 points, right. The 54 points, and there were some. When you play short fields a lot, that you're not doing yourself any favor because of 6 turnovers.
That's how you get those 2 stats of 54 points and only 300 and something yards.
Yes.
Again, I don't fault the defense at all today, and that's hard to say when there's 54 points on the scoreboard. I certainly think we can put to rest the thing of our defense can play with anybody and they're the best in the country, and if we just had an offense, we'd be a top team in the country. Our defense is good. Our defense is way better than our offense, which is awful. Awful.
Yeah, the offense only musters up 158 yards of total offense today. They went for 77 on the ground, 81 passing. That number almost guarantees that Iowa will stay dead last in the nation in total offense.
I'll tell you the number that guarantees you're not going to win a game is 5 turnovers.
Yeah, 6. No, 6 turnovers.
Six turnovers by the end of it.
Remember the late fumble.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's
I don't know the emotion to put on it, dude. I really don't.
It is hard to put emotion on it, and the good thing is, most people watching the game got to just say screw it, I'm done, and go, do whatever they do. You and I had to sit and watch this thing, which is fine.
I know a lot of Hawkeye fans just because they're Hawkeye fans, and people that are watching this right now, they watched that to the end, and I feel for all of us. It's brutal, man.
So Helix Holler says, that was obviously a Cyclone fan, but that was the upside for sure. Listen, I don't think you can start picking on Alex Padilla yet. You can't really say what the upside of Alex Padilla is. It was not a fair situation that he was being put in. Would you agree with that or not?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, his last game was against Michigan in the Big Ten championship, and now he gets rolled out on the road against Ohio State, down by whatever it was, 11 touchdowns or however much they were down when he finally came into the game. And again, I don't think any Hawkeye fan thought that Alex Padilla was going to be some sort of magic pill. This conversation had been happening for a long time, that at least it would show they were trying something. And I don't care. I saw a couple things from Alex Padilla that I've been waiting to see from Spencer Petras. Things that I would call football plays, things that I would call backyard football. I mean, even the one throw, the incompletion before he goes down. How sad is it that we're excited about an incompletion? That I watched a kid going down and get rid of the ball, and I went, yeah, that's what I've been looking for.
I sat there and I watched you, and I was like, I've never seen Ross so excited just for an incomplete pass because he didn't take the sack.
It was a card in the deck, man. I don't know how to say it. It's scrambling and keeping plays alive for a while. Is he the answer? Is he going to make this offense great? No. Did it at least show that they're willing to say, we might have got this one wrong? Yeah. Now, what happens next week against Northwestern? Did we see did we see all we're going to see of Alex Padilla? Because now it goes back to being a quarterback competition, and I say that with air quotes, where tomorrow and Monday in practice, or when they're looking at film, one of them's going to get the test right, and they'll be the starting quarterback against Northwestern again. And that'll be Spencer Petras. That my gut tells me we saw the last of Alex Padilla for another couple weeks.
Fans are going to stop going to games. It's homecoming next week. It's already started, he says. Rock says, who the hell is any Iowa quarterback going to throw to? They have zero playmakers or game breakers. None. He's not wrong there.
Yeah, they have an NFL tight end, maybe two of them. And I know that gets overused, but
yeah.
And then again, this goes back to the Ferentz. His point is correct. Do they have playmakers? Nope. And that's something we've been screaming about for a while, right? If you do have playmakers, you're not getting the ball in their hands at the right opportunities. Now, I'd start that conversation with the playmaker thing. A lot of these kids were recruited over other schools, right? Charlie Jones was here. That kid's a playmaker. I think that Brody Brecht is a playmaker. I think that Caleb Johnson's a playmaker. I think Nico Reganey might be a playmaker. They're not getting them in the opportunities to do it. Like, those kids have the athletic ability to do it, to make a play. They know the game well enough to make a play. Why does it continue to not happen at Iowa? It's because of the system.
I would agree with you 100%. 100% it's the system. And the system ain't changing, Ross, ever. Not under this coach. I mean, has it changed since 1999?
Nope.
No. Why would it start now? So, here's the deal. It's a 54-10 final. Iowa's lost 3 in a row. First time they've lost 3 in a row since 2018. I think you got to go back, to 2014 since they gave up more than this many points.
Yeah, I would. And that'll be interesting to see in the game notes. When was the last time a Kirk Ferentz team gave up 50? I have to keep looking back at it, dude. 54?
54. You're going to have a chance to sound off at 4 o'clock on News Radio 1040 WHO. 284-1040 is the number to call. Ross has some work to do. We'll be here at 4 o'clock taking your phone calls, listening to you. Ross will be all the way till 7 o'clock. I've got to bolt out early for a fundraiser just because I can't take it anymore, Ross.
I've got a laundry list of highlights, lowlights, whatever you want to call them. So most of our work is done. We're going to listen to the post game. You can see this long list of stuff here. Those are our highlights, lowlights.
Here's the fire Barta. He rigged it for Brian. Then a new AD can determine the fate of everyone.
I mean, Rock, that's, if you're asking me what the solution is, it starts there. Because like I saw in one of my threads, it was, what's the buyout on Kirk Ferentz? It's $43 million. And by the way, not only are they not firing Kirk Ferentz, Gary Barta's not only they're not paying him $43 million, Gary Barta's not firing Kirk Ferentz.
Is it really $43 million?
No, that is what a text thread that I was a part of said. I think maybe I misread that. Let me go look at it again. And it could be that they were just throwing out numbers too, because I was not paying attention.
That's a bad deal for. You know what? I always made everybody. My daughter works at the University of Mississippi. Ross, do you know what the maximum contract like Mike Leach and Lane Kiffin can have? 3 years. They can roll it. That's the state says you get 3 years.
Great idea.
And keep adding a year if you want, right? You can add a year, that rollover. I think 3 years is a little bit not enough. I think it should be a 5 year with an automatic rollover. 5 years. That way you're not stuck into this. We got to pay you $1 gazillion if we need to get rid of you. So, all right. He's Ross Peterson. I'm Travis Justice. We will see you later on the Jethro's Barbecue Sound Off, where you can listen live on at whoradio.com or just on your regular old terrestrial radio at 1040 a.m. on your dial. So we'll see you after the post game here on News Radio 1040 WHO.